made is that the Indian Army raised a white flag, and in fact this is a claim that was made. The reality is that this is completely unsubstantiated and a false claim that has been made by several of these Pakistan handles. Let's go on to claim number 2 that has been made. In fact, in this particular claim, the INB ministry had also endorsed this claim that has come in from their side. Also, of course, the fact that the Pakistan Air Force targeted the Srinagar Air Base. The reality is that the footage of a 2024 sectarian clash in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa was used. And in fact, they also went on to claim that Pakistan destroyed an Indian brigade headquarters. The reality is that this is not just fabricated. There is absolutely no basis in the kind of information that is being peddled as far as Pakistan is concerned. Let's go across to Pradeep, who's joining us for more on this. Pradeep, the question that many are asking is this. Pakistan, of course, faced with the humiliation that at the hands of these strikes, which have gone way beyond PoK in the past. They've hit in the heartland of Pakistan and therefore is resorting to all sorts of fakery, from the white flag to even talking about Indian brigade headquarters being targeted. You know, clearly it is a very frustrated Pakistan who at the, faced with this kind of an embarrassment is resorting to this kind of fakery.
Nothing can be bigger humiliation for Pakistan than this thing, because this time the Indian troops have not targeted any of the terror training camps in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, but they have targeted heartland, and that too in Punjab. And if we talk about Punjab, this is a homeland for both Nawaz Sharif as well as Shahbaz Sharif, who is the Prime Minister of the country. And the second is the 80% of the Pakistan army is Punjabis. So that's why they are now resorting to fakery, because they know it will not be easy to confront Indian armed forces. That's why we have seen during the last 3-4 decades, they are resorting to proxy war or low-intensity conflict. You rightly said they had shown footage in which that was basically about the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa area. They tried to show that they had targeted Kashmir, Srinagar Air Base. Then there was another that brigade headquarters was targeted. The reality is that Pakistan army has not been able to come towards this side. Yes, only thing they have done is that look at the approach of the Indian troops as well as the Pakistani army. While as Indian troops targeted terror training camps, they targeted terror den, and they are targeting civilians in Poonch and Uri sector, because that's what they had been doing for the last several years, because they know they can't match the might of Indian military. So the best option for them is to go for the softer targets. And most of the houses that have been targeted in Poonch and Uri section and other areas along the line of control are far away from army installation. That means this is a deliberate shelling.
Well, cowardly attack on their part. Very clearly, Pradeep, the attempt by Pakistan to obfuscate and then take it out on innocent civilians is very, very clear. They have no other option, in fact, because clearly in terms of military might, they will not be able to respond on this particular scale. Pradeep, stay with us, because there's some more breaking news coming in. In fact, sources are telling telling Times Now that India has briefed 13 envoys of the UNSC, and India has clearly communicated to the envoys that the escalation happened on April 22nd. We are responding to that. India has also said that Pakistan handlers have tried to shield TRF in the past. They've also said if Pakistan escalates further, we can't help it. So these are in fact questions that are of course being raised, and India clearly communicating its position to several of the UNSC members. India has been engaging diplomatically with them in the past as well. Rishabh joining us for more on this. Rishabh, very clear message going out from India to the UNSC members that if Pakistan escalates, we will not be able to help the situation.
Took place on 22nd of April, and now what we are doing is just responding, and people who are talking about de-escalation should understand that the escalation happened on 22nd of April itself. Apart from that, what we are also given to understand that when a question was raised by certain envoys that whether India has achieved its objective or not, India did not give a clear answer, which means that India wants to keep its card very close and ensure that the surprise element remains as it was last night. Apart from that, what we are also given to understand that India very categorically said that TRF, that the resistance forum, as they have been talking about, is nothing but a Pakistan-backed Lashkar-e-Toiba's offshoot. Now, the way Pakistan tried to ensure...
So very clear, a very unambiguous message going in from India's side to the world that it all depends on Pakistan. If it chooses to escalate this situation, then there would be a befitting response from India's side as well. Rishabh, thanks so much for joining us and giving us that latest update as far as India's diplomatic outreach is concerned.